Hey, Circle. Welcome back to Unplugged. If you're new here, feel free to pull up a chair and join in the conversation. This is the village where we keep it real, raw, and respectful. And to my returning circle, welcome back, family. It's always great to see you again. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Have you ever looked around and thought to yourself, when did people stop respecting each other? And when did basic manners or common decency or even knowing how to talk to people become optional? Nowadays, it seems like people don't just disagree anymore. They go straight for or disrespect. I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it at work, online, even in your own family. People cutting each other off and talking at each other instead of to each other. And just acting like basic respect is just a thing of the past. And here's the real problem. When respect dies, community dies. And when community dies, well, we all lose, family. So today we're breaking it down. Why civility is disappearing and who benefits from it, and how we can try to bring it back before it's too late. Think back, when was the last time that someone interrupted you mid-sentence or treated you like you or your opinion just didn't matter? I can just remember a time when people were a lot more thoughtful and respectful of other people. For instance, back in the day, when you held the door open for someone, they would nod and thank you and maybe even shake your hand and smile at you. And they were just so happy that you did something courteous for them. Not today. Today, when you hold the door open for someone, they walk right by you without even any acknowledgement. They act like they're entitled to this type of treatment and like you're the doorman. Sad. I just wonder how we got here, family. I can remember when respect used to be the foundation of how we interacted with each other. But somewhere along the way, things just they started to change. I won't even say evolve because it's de-evolution, if anything. But I can't pinpoint or put my finger on where the change started. I want to blame it on social media, but I might be wrong. We've got people, living online and in echo chambers who they only listen to the people who agree with them and attack anyone who doesn't. And so if you only ever hear one side of an argument, you're misinformed. But that's what it seems like our society has devolved to, And it's that whole me first mindset where people care more about being right than being kind to each other. And it's prevalent now, and it's frightening actually. And it used to be people talked about things, you know, church, in the barber shop, at neighborhood cookouts. They got together and they discussed everything, even if they had differing views or opinions on a particular subject. Not anymore. Now everybody's so preoccupied in their own life and what's going on in those little screens that they barely even acknowledge anyone outside of those screens. But here's a real question. Did we stop respecting each other, or did the world change in a way that made respect feel unnecessary? I don't know. And think about it. If we keep going down this road, what does the future look like for us all? A society where nobody trusts each other and where kids grow up thinking that rudeness is normal. And I see that already starting to happen where kids are rude and feel as if they shouldn't be held accountable for their actions because their parents aren't teaching them this at home. They don't feel a teacher should hold them accountable for their actions, a policeman, or any other adult for that matter. If you don't respect your parents, you won't respect any adults. Have you ever wondered why the world feels so much angry and hostile now? Well, that's easy to answer. That's because somebody is benefiting from keeping us divided. Media outlets and politicians, I mean, they know that if they keep us divided and distracted and mad at each other, we won't hold them accountable for what they're doing or what they're not doing that they should be. And if we're watching the puppet show, who's pulling the strings? This isn't just happening on a whim. They profit off our outrage. The more people argue, the longer they stay online. And corporate America knows that if we're too busy fighting each other, we're not fighting for better wages or better working conditions or real changes in the workplace. Distraction technique. The longer we stay distracted, the more of our power that we simply just give away, and the more respect dies, and the weaker we all become. Well, how do we bring respect back? The good news, the power is actually in our hands still. Yeah. We don't have to accept this, people. We choose to. And respect, as we know it, isn't totally dead. It's just been buried under all that distraction and noise going on around us. Now, if someone is being rude for no reason, call them out on it. Not with anger, but with accountability. Force them to face their own bad behavior while being sure to maintain your own composure. You don't want to lose your temper at the same time. And if you want more respect, lead by example. Let's start by showing it, even when others don't or may not deserve it. Still go ahead and give it to them. Maybe you'll teach them something. And we can't expect that next generation to respect other people if we don't show them what it looks like. Again, I've always said respect starts in the home. But ask yourself this: do we really want a future where respect is gone? Where every conversation turns into a fight? Where people stop caring about how they treat each other? Because if we don't do something and do something soon, that's exactly where we're headed. And let me ask you this, fam. When was the last time you saw true respect in action? Drop it down in the comments and let's talk about it. And what's the one thing that you think people have forgotten when it comes to basic decency? I think they've forgotten a lot myself. And if you believe that respect needs to make a comeback, and like pronto, hit that like button and share this with somebody who may need to hear it. And subscribe if you haven't already. We got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. You don't want to miss anything. Well, thank you for pulling up a chair with me today, family. I'm glad you came by, and you're always welcome here. You know that. And let's continue to build our village one voice at a time, because every voice does matter. And so until next time, I'm Unc. Take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.